So Creed released a fragrance called Oud Zarian last year, I guess, yeah, and it used Bangladeshi Sileti oud. So Bangladesh is my home country. I was really excited about that. So I did not have the enough money to buy the original Creed Oud Zarian. So I tried the decant. This is 10 ml sample. Yeah, uh, yeah. So this sample actually blew me away because this is a really kind of familiar scent for us Bangladeshi, because the opening of this fragrance is almost a kind of a spice bazaar type vibe you can get from the opening. Right, the opening gives a mix of lots of spice, like I am gonna say cloves, little bit of black pepper, maybe cinnamon, cardamom, and lots of other spices too. And I would say little bit of tobacco leaf, like dried tobacco leaf. That kind of smell you can get from the opening of this fragrance. So if Creed Wood Zarian cost $500 for that smell, can Yusuf Bhai replicate that smell? Yusuf Bhai has made a clone of Oud Zarian, and this is it. I would say in the opening, they kind of smell close and identical. I would say 80 to 85% maybe, but the spicy tone that you get from Oud Zarian, yeah, the spicy tone you get from Oud Zarian, that is really spicy, really, I would say a little bit strong, and it kind of punches you in the face. But this Yusuf Bhai, this does not. The I would say the spice in the opening is kind of toned down and mellowed down. So I really like the opening of both, but I think Yusuf Bhai is little bit more wearable because of that. And after that, you will get some, I would say, little bit incense flavor. Oud Zarian has little bit incense to it, so it has frankincense and myrrh. So the combination of that kind of gives it a incense vibe. So you have to be little bit a fan of incense to enjoy this fragrance. And Yusuf Bhai does not have that prominent incense. All right, the incense vibe is also toned down here because obviously Creed is Creed, and this has a lot more depth to it. Yusuf Bhai does not have that prominent depth, but one thing that Yusuf Bhai adds is a little bit of leathery note. All right, I think it is leather because I can detect little bit of leather, a little bit the bitterness from leather I can get from Yusuf Bhai with Zarian. So and that smell is not present in this Udzarian, the original Udzarian. It does not have any prominent leather note. So as time goes on, I think in the final part of this fragrance, like 1 hour or after 1.5 hours, you will start to get that oud. All right, but the oud is not prominent here at all, and that is kind of ironic because the name is Oud Zarian, but the oud is not that prominent. It is little bit kind of in the background and very toned down, little bit western type of oud. It is not skanky, it is not animalic. It is there just to give it a little bit of woody touch, and same here. But the oud note here is not that, I would say, well blended, and it is not that very prominent like Oud Zarian, but the depth of Oud is kind of little bit less compared to Oud Zarian, because the depth or the blending of this fragrance or the blending of Oud is not super, I would say, super well blended like Oud Zarian, and that is kind of obvious because this is like $500 and this is only $50. So take your pick. And in the on the skin, these are the difference you will get, but in the air, I don't think that you will able to tell this apart because they are that close in the air. And after, like, I would say 10 to 12 hours, Udzarians start to fade away, but even after 15 hours, Yusuf Bhai stays almost strong in the clothing. So I would say in the performance department, Yusuf Bhai is little bit more strong and it is little bit more projecting, uh, you know but it is overall a little bit lower quality fragrance and little bit less well blended fragrance than Creed Oud Zarian. And that is supposed to happen because this costs way more and they have really expert perfumers here. So take your pick. If you have the money, please go for that, no problem, because this is the better fragrance. But if you don't have that kind of money, or you don't want to spend that kind of money, then Yusuf by Zarian is the second best option for you. Thank you.